Good afternoon, sir. Rakesh, sir. Manja, sir, can you hear me?
Hello.
Yes, sir. Can you hear me? Sir,
Yes.
namaskar.
Namaskar, Dr. Paramjit. Namaskar.
Sir, warm welcome. Sir, we will start in 3-4 minutes.
Yeah, no issue. Dr. Paramjit, how many participants are there?
Sir, this is Dr. Chanchal. I'm speaking.
Oh,
Sir,
okay.
there are around 40 participants.
40 participants. Okay.
So there are two sessions. Are complete for today. So they must be taking their lunch, having their lunch. So they will be joining. We will start in 5, sir.
Okay, sir. No issue.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
So how is the weather nowadays in Shimla?
So we had planned a physical event, and in fact, ICSSR had approved and sanctioned that physical event. So we all could have met here for 15 days in Shimla.
Okay.
And that would have been an intellectual gathering.
Yeah,
concourse
yes.
sort of thing.
Yes.
But this COVID has eaten up everything.
No issue, sir. There are other opportunities also. Because
we had also
now,
got a good amount of fund also from ICSSR, but because
okay,
of this
good.
online thing,
Okay.
because ICSSR would have sponsored everything,
Yeah,
stay, travel, everything.
I can
So
agree.
that was the idea originally. But
Okay.
because of COVID, we had to convert it
Yeah.
into online.
Yeah. One of my friend, Professor Ajay Ranga, joined at your university.
Yes,
He's
sir. Yes, sir.
He's very good friend of mine.
Right, sir. Right. He was just with me.
Okay.
Minutes before. Yes.
Okay.
So you said in 5 minutes. We will start in 5, sir.
No
Sure,
issue.
sir.
So, sir, Dr. Chanchal, from where
Yes, sir.
you studied law?
Delhi University. I studied LLB, LLM, including PhD from Delhi
Okay.
University, and
Delhi.
I taught in Delhi University for 8 years, law
Okay.
faculty.
Okay.
2017, I got here in Shimla.
Shimla. Okay. Good. Good. I came, but I could not able to visit you because most of the time I come on my bicycle and I just stay in advanced institute and come back. But
Yes,
next
sir.
time I will
I know.
next time I
You
will
are
visit
fond
you.
of. Yes, yes.
Next time I will definitely visit you.
Sure, sir. That will be a privilege for us. And we will have your guidance also for our library building. We
Yeah,
are still trying to develop.
yeah.
I'm looking after here library for some time now.
Oh,
We are
okay.
trying to develop at least a national level library should be there for
Yeah,
a law
no.
school.
Professor Jaswal has developed a very good library in Patiala. I was
Yes,
regular
yes, yes. That
visitor
I have
there.
seen. That I have seen. I have visited that
Yeah.
library for this purpose only, how to build it.
Okay, okay. I was there for most of the consultation. Every time I
Right,
visit,
right.
later on my
And
colleague,
hopefully you will be available for us also here in
yeah,
Shimla.
sure. I will speak to madam. Madam told me I first visit, then she will tell me what I can do in
Sure, sure, sure.
collaborative manner.
Ashivani is there.
So my voice is clear, no issue.
Yes, sir. Perfectly clear. Loud and
Okay,
clear.
okay.
Sanjeev Kumar is here. Mr. Sanjeev Kumar. I think Sanjeev ji, are you able to hear
Yes,
me?
sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Kindly switch on your camera. Now it is you who will be handling this session. Sanjeev ji. Thank you, sir. Sanjeev ji, I think with the permission of Rakesh sir, we can start. Please.
Sure, sir.
Open the session.
My pleasure, sir.
Good afternoon to all. On the behalf of HPNLU Shimla, organizing committee and participant, I feel eminent pleasure to take this opportunity to welcome and pay on gratitude to the eminent speaker, Dr. Rakesh Mohindra, head librarian, Punjab University, who took out his precious time from his busy schedule to grace this online 2-week capacity building program. I welcome you, sir, on the behalf of whole HPNL family. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Dr. Sanjeev. First of all, I am very thankful to Professor Nishtha Jaswal, Vice Chancellor, Himachal Pradesh National Law University, for giving me this opportunity to deliver my presentation about my experience to the participants in this capacity building program. And I am very thankful to Dr. Chanchal Kumar Singh, who always approach me for any such programs. And this is my second or third program in the Himachal Pradesh National Law University. Uh, I just take few lines to introduce myself. My name is Rakesh Mohindra. I have been working in Punjab University for the last 30 years. I did Masters in Geography, Master in Public Administration, then Masters in Library Science and Doctorate in Library Science. So earlier I was working in physical science library at Punjab University. I worked there for around 15, 16 years. And in the physical sciences, as you know, it's a very different from the humanities and arts subject. There is lot of literature searching, and there is lot of literature communication is there. Whenever they write any academic paper or so, they cite many references which are helping them to establish their studies. Whereas in humanities and in especially in law, the academic writing is very different. So in 2008, I shifted to the law library, and I worked there till 2020, and now I am working as a head in University Business School, Punjab University. And during my stint in law library at Punjab University, I had a very, you can say, varied experience, because after coming from a physical science library where lot of resources are there, lot of journals are there, but when I came in the law department, I saw a handful number of law journals, which are not standard journals, and students read, teacher interact with the students very differently. There is a more of interaction than the actual academic, you can say, writing and so on. So when I joined law department, and I searched the academic sources and other things, I found that there are very few numbers, and more of that journals are even don't have ISSN number, they don't have any standards at all, and so on. And meantime, there is a digital transition also, and I found that because in physical science library, we started electronic communication in physical science library way back in 1998. And our Punjab University was the first in this region who took the electronic rights to access the main physical science journals. And but when I joined in law department in 2008, I found there are hardly any digital sources which are being means, published by the Indian publisher, which are available online. But within it was a start when I joined, and I interacted with many major publisher, is SSC on and other Eastern law book house and so on. And lately, in 2 3 years, there was lot of transition in law also. But still, there is long way to go in getting Indian academic law writings, Indian academic law information to be digitized, to be on a digital platforms. We have now most of the bar and bench proceedings in a digital format, digital platform, but that needs lot of discovery, that need lot of, you can say, functionality, so that any person can easily access that information, because we have started digitizing old proceedings, law cases, and so on. But till today, tagging is not up to mark. So I will just, in my presentation, I will just explain you my experience, because when I did my academic qualification, there was hardly any computer. And during my job and during my journey in the Punjab University, I just get myself e-learned. I learned a lot of electronic tools to how to access the information, how to organize that information, and so on. So this is all because of my eagerness, my curiosity, and my liking to work in a digital platform. So basically, the thing is, when you have a means you want to, you have a eagerness to learn something, you can learn easily. And what I say is, to learn, basically we use our five senses. So if you see from childhood, when we touch or we smell or we see something, we start learning about that thing, subject or that phenomena. So similarly, when sometimes we learn from smell, sometimes we learn from touch, like that. So similarly, when in academic landscape, if you want to learn something, you need all the senses open. So you have to learn with all the senses, using all the senses and so on. And then you can go for your critical thinking and so on, and you can come up with your own ideas, and you can produce your own academic research. So with this background, I think most of you are working in the law departments in various universities, and I don't know how many of you are working in the law universities. Basically, if anybody can interact, how many of you are working in the national law schools? Can anyone tell me? Most of your mics are muted.
Yeah, sir. I happen to work in the Himachal Pradesh National Law University, sir. This is Anirudh Sood.
Okay, sir. So how many of you are from law universities?
We have our colleagues here.
I think from 40 out of maybe 5 or 10. But if you want to learn, because most of you are very young people, and you have a long career to go. So with my experience, I can say, if you get any opportunity to visit your peer institution, or to meet a peer expert in your field, you must interact with him, or you must visit that place. Sometime you visit for a tourist purpose or some other purpose, and if you have any law institution around, you must visit that. By doing that, you can learn a lot of things from that institution. You can take many new ideas from that institution, and even you can share your good points to that institution. So basically, learning happens like this. So there are many things which we can practice, and we can learn things, because earlier we most of the focus is on teaching only. In most of the our academic institution, teaching is in a very traditional way. But nowadays, with a lot of tools, with a lot of platforms, and a lot of you can say teaching aids, now teaching has started into teaching and learning mode. And now, with the last 2 years, with the COVID-19 situation, most of the things has come to learning only. Teaching is there, but teaching style has changed. Lot of teaching instructions are like how you can learn things. So how the way you give the lecture, the way you communicate on a certain subject, everything has changed into a different mode, where the person on the other end can learn things. So I will not go much in detail, because my topic is today is very vast. So I will just take to a journey how to search, how to get yourself e-learned the international public law, and how you can search good information on Indian philosophy and so on. So I will just start with my presentation. So if you have any question, you can interrupt me, or you can send me message during the session also, or laterly, or otherwise we can take the question afterward. I think my voice is clear. No issue.
Yes, sir. No issue, sir.
Perfectly clear.
So the topic of my today presentation is use of e-learning tools for research in comparative public law and Hindu philosophy. So basically the today's session covers two important topics in the legal field, and I will try to give you some sources from where you can start learning on these important topics. And you when you start doing practice, and you search more material, you start searching on the material, you will get more and more sources, you can cross references and so on. So by doing that, you can learn lot of things, and you can make yourself skilled to get the information retrieved quickly. So online learning, basically when we are interacting in a virtual environment or in an online learning platform or online learning mode, we do learning in different, you can say, concept. Like online learning can be in a distance learning mode, it can be a blended learning, it can be a online learning, virtual learning, or e-learning. So everything has some special features, and they are being used interchangeably. And sometimes we call distance learning as a e-learning. Sometimes we consider blended learning as a e-learning. They are one way or some other. They are similar, but they have some peculiarity. And when we talk of e-learning, this is basically making use of different, you can say, platform, different tools to deliver academic contents to make students learn about a particular subject. So e-learning is a, you can say, is a outcome of whatever academic institutions are doing in a electronic environment by making use of internet. They are communicating any academic information. It is being considered as e-learning. So when I say e-learning, e-learning is a method of obtaining knowledge through digital or web-enabled gadgets like computers, laptops, tablets, or so on, smartphones. The technique of online learning or e-learning enables remote access to systematic learning or any digital courses through a digital device aided by stable internet connectivity. So there are three things basically in electronic learning. You need a device, you need an internet content, and you need a e-learning platform where instruction is being communicated. So when we say most of the now when we are hooked on the internet, there is means you can say there is no time barrier, there is no geographical barrier, and so on. So e-learning can be facilitated in on any time without considering any distance and so on. So in the COVID situation, the virtual learning or e-learning has developed in a very, you can say, exponential way. Everything is being taught in a electronic manner, and most of the things has come and ended at e-learning platform. So starting from the universities, it has come down to colleges, it has come to the schools, and now it has come into the kindergarten also. So there are certain advantages and disadvantages also of e-learning. Most of the advantages of e-learning, most of the advantages of e-learning is it has flexibility. It has flexibility. It has budget friendly. It is very economical. Where using by making use of e-learning platform, you can connect to 100 or 1,000 or lakh of people, and you can develop course at your leisure, and you can deliver that course at any time without any geographical barrier. So there are many advantages. You can search for whatever the advantages of e-learning platform. You can easily learn from any simple search on Google. So when we speak of e-learning, there is a virtual educational landscape. When I say virtual education landscape, it is basically educational delivery through internet. So everything is being communicated in a hyperspace. So we have to communicate in that academic virtual landscape. We need academic literacies, like we need some basic academic background. We need new literacies. New literacies means we need to know how to make use of multimedia tools, how to make use of different social media tools or internet tools and so on. So we need to have a information literacy also. Information literacy means when internet has progressed, there is a huge amount of information. If you make any search on a internet platform, you come with you retrieve with lot of information. How to get your relevant information quickly and with minimal time, you need a information literacy competency. You need a information literacy skill. Then you need a media literacy also. Media literacy is, means you need to, especially in legal field, you need to be a media literate. How you can get critical use of non-textual information, how you can assess the news and in a radio or a TV or on the internet like that. Then you need a digital literacy also. Digital literacy means when you can process the information, download it from the internet in the digital form, and you can make use of that information for creating your class notes, teaching aids, PowerPoint presentation, research papers, and so on. For that, you need a digital literacy, like how to make use of Microsoft software and so on. Or you can say that you can learn how to analyze the data and so on by making use of different softwares. So digital literacy means how to make use of software. So virtual education environment basically has many components. It is a face-to-face on-site communication. There is a professional learning teams. Many you can say publishers have specialized teams who train the people professionally. Study groups. There may be teachers study group. There may be student study groups or such scholar study groups on the different social media platform or certain internet communities. Okay, then we have book studies, webinars, university courses like Coursera. Many Western countries are now imparting online educational courses where you can, apart from doing your regular courses, you can opt that courses and you can get certain credits here. And you can later on go for a higher education in that institution. So like professional development opportunities have now many facets in virtual learning environment. So this is just a graphical presentation of how VLA strategy one should have. So when you are dealing on a virtual learning environment or a virtual communication landscape, you need to have some strategy. So by using that strategy, you can start from a point and you can reach to end point in a very definite way. So this is very much required. If you don't have any strategy, you will lost in the information, and sometimes you want to reach at a endpoint, but you can reach to another place. So when we are working in a digital environment, we need to have a virtual learning strategy where we can strictly make certain steps to reach our end goals. So that strategy has certain components like learner characteristics, who is the learner, content, skills, learner support, resources, assessment, and many other things. So you can, I will give this my skill PowerPoint presentation to you. You can later on read it extensively. Uh, Due to lack of time, I am just highlighting the major main points, and later on you can go through this and say PowerPoint. So when we go, there is a other dimension of virtual learning environment, e-learning environment. We have certain dimensions: social dimension of information, learning to learn, advanced information handling, subject context, key skills. So learner has to deal with many facets or many dimensions to get himself learned some specific subject or or he can be learned in a electronic manner. So e-learning has many sources. Nowadays, most of the education institutions or many international organizations, they are developing many educational resources where which you can use, you can opt or you can subscribe, and you can make use of that resources to get e-learning on a certain specific subject. So as I mentioned, it open education resources. Open education resources means these are they are accessible openly. You need not to pay anything. Just you have to subscribe that, and you can make use of that resources. You can modify that resources. You can reuse that resources. So there are ample number of educational resources which you can use in your teaching as well as your learning purpose. So the open education resources basically deals in teaching, learning, and research material that have been released into public domain under an open license. So you can read what are the important features of open education resources. So this you can read from my PowerPoint presentation. So as most of you are law from law field and you know what comparative law is, so I am not taking this. Basically comparative law is is a study of similarities and dissimilarities of a specific law in different states in different geographical places. So we analyze what laws have is or a particular law has similar sections or what else. So it is a basically comparative study of different laws which are being practiced at different geographical countries. So relevance of comparative public law in comparative public law, we deal with most of the law which govern the society, and so it has a huge relevance because each country has a peculiar public laws. So sometimes the to practice that law, the purpose is the same for each community or each society, but they have some peculiar things. Okay, that is due to their cultural background or a geographical background or some economical background and so on. So it is very relevant to study comparative law in public law or any type of law. It give us a very good perspective, and with that we can develop our own public laws from time to time. So this is just I took from Wikipedia only. This is how different public law are being practiced with different shades. You can easily say India basically common law system is there. Even USA, sorry, most of the African country common law system is there. Somewhere we have civil law system, somewhere we have customary law system, and in many countries Muslim law system is prevalent like that. So in different in globally in different countries or different continents are being practices with some specific legal systems. So when you are studying that subject in your law field, you can understand what and legal systems or various law systems are there. I'm not going into that. Further, there is a very good can say graphical presentation on a Wikipedia on legal system, different legal system being practices in the world. It has a very good, you can say, graph which give you manifestation vertical as well as horizontal by opting by giving denoting a specific shade and pinpointedly say that which country is practicing which law. So why I am showing this? If you just give a critical thought to this map, you can see how this map is being created, how you can create this type of map in your own content. Nowadays, many tools are there. By you making use of that, you can make maps like this. If you are doing a comparative law, if you are teaching a comparative law, so if you are doing any studying a specific law, specific public law, so you can give your distribution of that specific law in different countries in your studies in my in by developing a map like this. So the comparative law is basically studied by applying certain mainly four major methods: analytical method, cultural legal comparison, functional method, and structural method. So basically, when we study the comparative law, these are the methods which are being primarily used to comparatively study law in different countries. So, primary Hindu philosophy, other topic which we are covering in the today presentation is primary Hindu philosophy. Primary Hindu philosophy basically covers the basic these philosophies which we teach and which we academically search in our manuscript and so on, and how we see how these are being implemented previously and how these are relevant in today's context, like Vedas, Upanishad, Bhagavad Gita, and so on. So Nyaya system, basically, when we search in a, or research in a legal field, we make very extensively study Nyaya system. Okay, it has a very, you can say, if you want to understand how in primitive time or earlier times how Nyaya was justice is delivered, Nyaya system has a very you can say a distinguished system. So in India, we have, in any philosophy we have a you can say very specific justice imparting system in different philosophies. So this basically is now I will just go through what are the how different sources, what are different institutions or the primary institutions who are researching or who are assimilating information to learn in e-environment on international public law or Hindu philosophy. So this is just a slide because this presentation was made for my PhD program 2 years back, and which I have updated. This is just an example of top law schools. Now we have 23 law universities in India which are imparting legal education, and because these law universities are being established to you can say raise the standard of legal education in India. I just want to take 1 minute of yours. Uh, I feel very bad when I speak of law education in, because I mean in India the law education or law practice is has very, you can say, limitations, because when we talk about practice at many apex courts we can't make use of regional language. Why? I don't know. 70 years till date we have not been able to contest or go for justice in our own regional language. We have to make use of English only. Why? Most of the chief justices have got educated in India only. They know Indian languages also, but when we need to go for any justice, we have to get it done in a English language only. That is one limitation. Further, legal education is limited only. Why? Because Bar Council, which is basically regulating legal education in India, that has a limitation, or you can say limited scope. Till date, I think 7 decades. Why we have not open legal education? If you see engineering, if you see management, if you see any type of education, it is open. You can learn, you can get that education in distance mode and so on. But law, you can't get it. Why? If you want to give the lessons, you hold a exam for that. Let people clear that exam. You give the lessons for what? But why you are restricting local masses or Indian citizen? They can't get legal education. They have to get admission in law colleges only. And now we have, for 130 crore people, we have very less number of law education institutions. Okay, so it is not common that whoever is studying law, he will practice or he become an advocate or a judge only. He can get himself educated in law for his own interest or for his own purpose only. But we are restricting this to a common people in the country. So this need to ponder upon all the law academician. I don't know because when we start with this Indian law academician will start, only then it will go through. I think that this must be being done because 2 3 years back I gave my presentation during law library conference that we must open legal education to all masses. So these are the ranking of major 23 law schools. I got an opportunity to visit 16, 17 law schools in the country because I did my PhD on how the legal information is being provided to the students and the faculty in various law universities in the country. I did how they are assessing the quality of their libraries or a documentation center in that institution. So I visited 16 law schools and I found most of the law uh, universities have fairly good libraries, fairly good information system, good number of resources and so on. So these resources are at par with any Western country. They have very good infrastructure, they have very good internet connectivity and so on. So, like this, when I think 20 years back, this law commission has recommended that we should establish one law university in each state. But till today, we still have not done that. So this is the just a list of that institution. Apart from that, there are most number of universities which are imparting legal education in a traditional course like 3 years course, LLM and so on. They are now only law schools have started PhD program. Earlier, they have not started, but now I think most of the law schools are imparting PhD programs and so this is just a slide which is mentioning top law schools over world. These are KUS World Ranking 2020, where the various universities who have been ranked for number 1 to 15 in the subject of law. Harvard University, University of Oxford, University of Cambridge, Yale University, Stanford University, London School of Economics, Columbia University, and so on. So why I have given this slide? Because when you go through any this institution, if you visit the library which has having access online, you can find many e-resources, you can find many law research guides and so on various international public laws. Fine. So I will just show you their library websites and so on, and show you from where you can get the legal research information through that. And there are many universities who have, you can say, specific law guides how to search legal legal problem, or how you can write a good paper on some legal problem and so on. So if you go through research guides of these institutions which are being hosted in on their respective library, you can learn lot of things. So why I am showing these 15 issues? There are many. Because we are in a stage of development. Our some institutions are now developing. We are doing it, but till date, because of lack of, you can say, will, or lack of, you can say, vision or so on, we are not doing. But if now you being young, if you visit there, you can suggest to your head of institution like that. You can say that in Harvard University we have research guide. Why we are not hosting in our library? Well, let's sit with the library people and let's develop a research guide and so on. National Law University Delhi has certain research guides, but I think very few law universities have research guides. Universities are not having any research guide. Even they don't have research guide on how to cite in the academic law writing. So these are very much required, and you can make use of these guides. They can help you out in a many manner. So you can easily get e-learn many things from these research guides. So I think most of you know about a SWAYAM platform now with the UGC and our national government. We have started this SWAYAM portal, and here we have many resources under subject law. Law, the term is used category. In law, we have many you can say courses which we can take for getting ourselves e-learn. There are many e-learning resources on administrative law. There are, I think, 2-3 courses. They are short-term courses, like 2 weeks to, I think, 30 weeks long. And most popular are, you can say, refresher courses of 3 weeks or 4 weeks time. You can opt for these courses in different subjects and learn about different subjects. So this is a very good portal in Indian context, and many e-learning modules have been developed by different prominent, you can say, academicians like Dr. Bharti has developed on access to justice, administrative law by Dr. Anita Jain, and so on. So these modules have a comment box also. They have a lot of interaction when they you opt for learning through these courses. So they are in a constant changing mode. Every time if some good points are there, they incorporate that in their module and so on. So if you are teaching administrative law already, you can go through any administrative law module and you can see that whatever you are missing or what they are missing. So you can learn from each other. This is a very good platform, and you must, being a law teacher, law faculty, you must go through all courses, not of a specific subject, because when you might have a specialization like administrative law or constitution law or a Hindu law and so on. But if you go through different topics, you can learn more. So this SWAYAM portal has resources at all level, starting from school education to post-graduation level, and different modules are being developed by many national institutions. Like in undergraduation, we have NAPTEL, AICT, CEC. CEC is a very good organization, national level organization, which is developing graduate and postgraduate modules in legal field at graduate and postgraduate level. So you can search in the SWAYAM portal by organization, also by subject category. So Indira Gandhi National Center for Arts is a other institution. This is a institution of national importance from where you can get a lot of information, a lot of resources on Hindu law. They have many rare documents and which are being translated also, many manuscripts and so on. So they have rare book and personal collections also, which you can access and you can consult by visiting this. So they have a regular subscription also. They have certain publications also. Yeah, these are the screenshots you can from my presentation. You can actually visit the websites, and you can just scroll and surf down all the facilities in these websites. Another institution is British Institute of International and Comparative Law. Here, many international laws you can get very good resources discussing or researching international public law. So most of the writings are in a comparative perspective only, and they have a training facilities also. You can go or click any training module and you can get yourself e-learn. So they have under research, they have library also, and in the library, many resources are in a open access mode. So you need not to pay something, but for some resources they are paid, but some resources are free. So you can have a idea how they have been so different information have been developed and prepared for in a online open access. So similarly, you can also start your own manuscript in that. So Cambridge University Press has another university which is publishing a lot of legal information in comparative public law. They are publishing a very, you can say, renowned journal in international comparative law, international and comparative law quarterly. This journal is accessible on through UGC portal, and you have access of this journal in any Indian university. I think in most of the law university, it is being provided in either in through an online database and or some other database which that university is right. Or most of the law universities are subscribing this journal. So this is a very important journal which you can go through for information on comparative law. Another institution which is doing a lot of research on international public law is Antonio University. This is university below Ghana. They have a very, you can say, eminent law center or law department, which is doing a lot of comparative law study. So you can go through their library or publication and you can access that resource. So there are many legal databases also, which from where you can download the comparative law studies or comparative law papers by accessing this university. This is the only university from through which web portal you can download some documents which are relevant to your research. So National Law University, they have developed a very interactive library web page, and from here you can get many open access resources by visiting their library web portal, and they have a center for criminology and victimology. So this center is being built by with the collaboration of USA University. So they are doing research on a comparative criminology and so on. This center is also doing a lot of research in a quantitative criminology. So, like in USA, the criminal law is practices in a very, you can say, unique way. So they have you can say you can say definite system where a crime is being committed and whatever the punishment is there, they if they see these are evidence done and these are the circumstances, they give the they give the similar you can say punishment to all the crimes which are committed in that particular crime. So, and they do a lot of research, they do a lot of quantitative study by studying different case laws on crimes or criminology, and they can even predict if this is the situation or this crime has been happened, what will be the outcome, whether the person will be punished or he may be set free. So like that, they are doing a lot of quantitative analysis also. So the center also hold a lot of workshops also. You can join one workshop there. I partially attended one criminology workshop there, and through that only I came to know about criminology, because my interest is very less in law, but I learned a lot of things from it. Then I go during this workshop. I learned about there is a international seminar in common law in Singapore. Then I went there, and that seminar, what deliberations are there, I have not seen anywhere in the world. The National University of Singapore, they have a means one of the best law school. And the facilities are like that. Means you can't imagine what facilities. Each room has a you can say conference facility, and so, and it is lot of deliberations are going on in that. You have a full-fledged program, you have visiting program, and so on. Indian Journal of Criminology has many articles on comparative criminology, so you can consult this journal also for your information on comparative criminology. Social Science Research Network is a other very important source. So this is, all of you know about this. But if you go through this, there are, when I have shown you the top 15 universities, there are few guides available in that university website, how to make best use of social science research network for accessing that information, because here the information is classified, categorized in a very different manner. So how, if you have submitted or you are accessing that information, you get all the details, who, how many times downloaded, who has seen, how much is that particular article is ranked, and so on. So you can make use of your relevant articles from this network accordingly. But if you have submitted some paper in this network, how to optimize it, that how people can get notice to that, how your paper can be discovered, you can consult the search guides in the prominent national law schools, from where you can easily learn that things. So it is not bad if we search through international universities websites and making use of their law guides. You can make use of, because purpose is to learn. Making use of the guides and learn at your own pace, you can do it at any time. So as I have interest in quantitative data analysis, my second presentation is on that. So quantitative criminology, this paper you see has 20 to 55 downloads. It has been published in 5 years back, and this is a very good paper where what quantitative criminology is being explained. So similarly, you can search through any paper, and to access that paper, this network, you can access that network anytime. But you must subscribe and you must create your account in that. By doing that, you can create alert. You can create your own library of a certain on a specific topic, and you can make not a one library, or you can make many libraries on a specific topic. So you have a ready reference. If you need any article, you can just go to that library, and you can make use of your paper which are being available in social science. The only thing is it is free of cost. Few things are priced, but most of the 90% things are free of cost. Only thing is you have to create an account there. So Algebra has now collaborating with the Social Science Research Network. So they are imparting few resources. These are subscribed resources, and you can join different programs or different modules to learn about research strategies, collaboration, research funding. Because if you are looking for a funding, from where, how you can proceed in that, you can get a module in the Social Science Research Network with collaboration of algebra. So you can get how to apply for research funding, and so this is a very good feature. But thing is, you have to sign up this network. Another important journal is a Justice Quarterly. It also publishes a lot of article on a comparative. So you can most of the law libraries are subscribing this, and it is accessible. And if you need some article, if you are not, it is not being accessible in your institution, you can always write to your friends or a national university library. They will provide you that. Another sources for Hindu philosophy, Internet Encyclopedia of Philosophy. They have good sources, good writings on Indian philosophy in different topics, and many articles are there. They are very much researched and authenticated by different experts, and you can just search through this encyclopedia for Hindu philosophy information. And quickly, what you can do is the articles are means topic are categorized according to topic, and the topics are alphabetically arranged. Otherwise, you can just quickly go for top 10 or top 100 desired articles on different subjects or in general. American Association of Law Library is another institution which is providing education and training program for librarian as well as quality. So you can opt scroll down for this for different education module in this website. There are many important educational modules which you can opt for e-learning. So there is a specific division, education and training. So you can get join many training programs which are being held. So they have also developed a e-learning platform also, that which many e-learning resources are also there. So American Association of Law Library is a very important source for e-learning module. American Society of Comparative Law is another international organization where you can get information, research information on comparative law. So they have a lot of articles under publication. Many publications are being published.
I think there is some connectivity issue. Uh, I'll just coordinate with sir and let you guys know.
Okay, sir.
Sir will join in like 2 to 3 minutes. Okay, so kindly bear with us.
Hello. Hello.
Yes, sir. You're audible, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Just hold on. My slide is visible.
Yes, sir.
Sorry, there was a fluctuation because it's cloudy outside.
No worries, sir. No worries. Yeah, we were here, sir. Yeah.
Okay. So, American Society of Comparative Law is another source, and you see under publication they have a lot of teaching materials. So you can access that, and you can get that material used for your own teaching purpose. Legal Information Institute, I think most of you are accessing this. They have a lot of international public law information in different law, like international trade law, World Trade Organization. So most of these, the information is being categorized and arranged and organized specifically. So you can access Legal Information Institute, and they also have you can say educational resources which you can access. United Nations, United Nations, they have a library in each, you can say, branch, and in each, you can say, organ, and most of the sources are in open access mode. In Punjab University, we have a repository library. The past documents which are not digitized yet, we have a collection of that sources. And in Delhi also, we have a very good physical collection of United Nations documents where you can get comparative law, public law information which are being researched or which are being compiled by United Nations organ. So United Nations Commission of International Trade Law, it is based a lot of information on international trade law. Because nowadays, a lot of trade is being done internationally due to the, you can say, virtual environment and so on. So Institute of Advanced Legal Study at School of University of London is a other institution which is having lot of information organized under research guides which are available on their library website. You can access that information and make use of specific topic on international public law. So they have ILS digital. Under this, you have many sources which you can make use of. Law via internet. If you click on that, you will get many resources. You can get many judicial committee and parity council case papers, and so they have assimilated lot of information on Indian public law. International Association of Judicial Independence and World Peace is another organization which is publishing and making accessible lot of information on international public law. So you need to have a subscription also, but few resources are openly available in open access. Open Yearbook. This is being published by International Association for Procedural Law. So they have you can say vast number of resources in open access mode, which you can access on, I think, most of the international public law topics. So they have a very good interactive feature, and they have a global map. If you click on any country, you can get the information of procedural law in that country. So this is a very interactive, and you can search by typing the research topic and so on, or you can virtually interact on the North Illinois University College of Law is another law university which is hosting a lot of research guides in law field. And these research guides, apart from international public law, they cover the specific domain of law also, and they have research guide how to get yourself skilled in information literacy, digital literacy, and so on. So, but thing is, I am showing a lot of websites. If you can make use few of them, I think you can get a very relevant research guides on their library website. So in this College of Law in Illinois University, they have a very good research guide on research process. How legal research process is being practiced or need to be looked into. You can get a very good resource there. Another thing, they have basic legal research methodology. I don't know if you have learned this thing in your LLM or a PhD program. If you just make use of this basic research, legal research guide, you will learn a lot of new things. They have given a new term, trap. That means how the law problem are being solved, or how research is being done in a legal topic. The things involved in a particular law, leave sought, causes of action and defenses, persons of parties involved, and places. This methodology is very good when you are dealing with some law problem on the basis of case law. So if you make use of this research guide, you can learn a new methodology to deal on case law. So you can easily, when you are interpreting the case law, you can learn how the case law is being discussed and critically evaluated. When I shared this with one of my PhD scholar, he was very happy because his thesis was having a lot of case laws. He was doing on intellectual property IPR, and he elaborated certain laws, case laws, in a very distinguished manner. So Michigan Law University has a very good law library webpage. They have a lot of library guide. You can just access that research guides at your leisure. So University of Wisconsin Medicine Law Department has a law library where you can learn lot of things, because when plagiarism was being discussed at a very in academic sphere, there are very few sources from where we can learn in India, because we don't have any policy there. UGC was not aware of that. That I am speaking about 10 years back. But these resources are there, I think, 2 decades back, when they are discussing this plagiarism and so on. So you can get the research guide, and you can you can have a comprehensive you can say understanding what a plagiarism is and so on, and how in an academic environment one has to take care. So because still today we don't have a definite document on this topic. Even UGC has a notification, but it is very, you can say, not clear in many terms. So they have a research guide also. They have 59 research guides on different topics. One research guide is of a very good interest, which I went through. That is Android application for lawyers, law faculty, and law students. You might be using SSE app or a Hand Online app or can say LexisNexis app, but there are many. There are many law apps which you can make use, because everyone is using mobiles and you can access the information right now on your device. So this is a very good guide which you can make use of. This is another Indian Institute, National Law Library at Odisha. They have also given certain open access courses on their website. So now in our Indian universities are also developing their websites. Law libraries are developing their website and they are updating and they are putting a lot of things. I think in very short time we will be at par. Whatever the resources we have, we can cover and we can make which are available in public access. Well, Asian Legal Information Institute is another source where you can get a lot of information in which are in a relevant to Asian continent, and there are many studies which involve Asian countries and their comparative law are being listed. So they have a app also. They have a library. Sorry, our law school has have a very comprehensive library. Here, if you just search this law school library only, you can learn a lot of things. I don't know because there is hardly any researcher who has not accessed any our law information, because they do a lot of research. And 6-7 years back, an agent from Harvard Law School came to our Punjab University, and he came to the library and he told me whether you are publishing your law journal regularly. I told yes. He told me that he wanted all our law reviews from day one, which are being published, and they are ready to pay whatever the amount is. And when I saw the price on my, I was not aware that we are charging some same price or different price. When I saw the subscription for Indian member is for only, I think, 100 rupees, and for international it was $15 in earlier times also, and we earned lot of money from them. And they took all the law reviews and they are processing it in their library. To see how they are making the research guides in their library. So they have a very comprehensive research guides in the library. You can go through that. They have student research resources, they have teacher research resources, and another service which Harvard Law School Library is providing is training on empirical research services. Because nowadays a lot of even law research which are being done in academic institution, they are being told that they must do some empirical research. So here you can get a very good resources on how to do empirical research. They provide all the empirical research services and relevant guiding. So this is just a list of Harvard Law Library research guide. Duke Law School also has a very comprehensive research guide. So you can just search through. I have just given there two topics are there: arbitration, bankruptcy law, business association, court report and brief, court rules. These are the research guides which are available. So Chicago University Law School also have a comprehensive research guide, and they have a specific clinics also. So with very less amount, you can attend a clinic on a international public law, which which is of your interest, and you can get yourself learned many things. So they hold a very frequent law clinics on prominent topics. They have research division also. University of California, they also have a very good law library, which is providing legal research guides. So this is just a screenshot of National University of Singapore. They have a law academy, and their library is providing very comprehensive information, but they are not providing much information free. You have to get either subscribe or you have to pay some amount to get access to some info. Berkeley Law, they also have a professional skill program, which you can join freely or by paying very nominal fee, and you can get done many things. They have legal research analysis and writing program. They have elective skill courses. They have advocate competition program. So by attending these skill development program, you can start similar program in your respective. And so it's like online FTPs which are available in international university. So Berkeley University also has a lot of information on law. They have legal research analysis and writing program, and many more. University of Queensland, this is a Australian university. You can get most of the Australian law perspective in the research guides which are available on their website. So if you need any Australian context, you can search through this university law library website. New York University Law Library, here you can get a very this university legal research guides are organized in a very systematic manner. I you can say highly recommend this library website for making use of research guides. If you see, they have organized the research guides on a definite pattern. It has a outline, getting started, multi-judicial sources, subject-specific sources, constitution, and so on. So they have organized each research guide with different perspective and important headings. So each research guide is worth reading because you can get the international public perspective from the research guide which are listed here. Columbia Law School, this is another top ranked law school in the world. So they also have a lot of tools. So their reference tool, finding books and article on international and foreign law, you can get all the information by this web link. Pune School of Law is another law school where the library is providing a main topic on international law. So if you click on by subject, you can get important or relevant search guide on your topic. There might be on that topic or there may not. So Cornell University Library, Law Library, they also have a law division, and they have a lot of research guides. And if you see, they have 83 research guides on different topics of law. So most of the research guides have an international perspective. Wisconsin State Law Library, they all have international comparative program, and they have a lot of research guide. Basically, they have developed these guides for their own faculty and for their own students. But with the time, with the how the things are moving, now many things they have opened up. And in the last 2 years, what I have enjoyed is because I just shifted in mid 2020 to University Business School. But when initially it was COVID most of the world universities they opened up every resources. I did a lot of downloading from the various top universities of the world, and I found many things. I have interest in photography. I have interest in sports. I got a lot of resources. I think downloaded more than 500 GB data from these different institutes because that time they have opened up everything and they are giving access to everyone. But now they have in their old policy, but few things are still accessible. So Queen's University is another university in Australia which has a legal research guides which you can access and you can get the Australian contest. So University of Melbourne is another institution because in Australia also they have a very peculiar legal system. And if you are doing any comparative study, you can take into account Australian legal system. Because when we do comparative study, we take USA legal system, Australian, European, and so on. So we mostly include the Australian legal system also to discuss any particular law. So this is all, and I hope you have enjoyed my journey as this resources on international law. So if you have any question, you can ask me or you can approach me anytime in future also. I have given my email ID. I will share my phone number also. And whenever you are coming to university, you can anytime contact me or you can anytime drop in your university for any help.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. This was really comprehensive. I think all the participants have gotten so many resources, and there must be some confusion to a lot of participants prior to this session as to how to undertake research during pandemic. I think I also have a lot of researchers colleagues. They tell me that we are not able to find resources. We are not able to find resources. And as you have mentioned that you have downloaded approximately certain GB of data. So I think our participants, by the help of this session, they would also be now downloading the resources which are required for their research. Sir, one humble request, sir, अगर possible हो, या तो वैसे तो लोगों ने they must have taken down notes, but if possible for the ease of the participants, अगर आप share कर दें इस PPT को तो.
Sir, I have already mailed you. Sir, I have already mailed. I have already mailed you, and if you want web links also, that I will also provide you. That I will send you later on. But you can just from screenshot you can come to know which university is there.
I'll share this with all the participants. Okay.
Yes.
So now take two questions. There is one question by Mr. Pratyush. So the question is a little. I mean, that's a little subjective question in my opinion, but sir would better be able to answer. So the question is, how can we get an article published in international journals for free?
The thing is, you see, now we have many academic social networking sites like ResearchGate and Mendeley or Zetro and so on. So there are many social academic social network also. You must have an account there, and most of the academic people they are member of that. Most of the you can say prominent authors are member of there. You can get the abstract and you can make request and you can interact with them. Even if you are in a process of writing the paper, you can send the paper for peer review and so on. If you are a member of ResearchGate, they have all the facilities there. Yes, many times some articles are not able to get access. So what I do whenever I get any opportunity to interact with a foreign delegate during conferences and so on, I never miss to get their emails. So even from Punjab University, if any students go, because I am very active on social media, but which I feel is my strength. So what I do is even whenever one student come with any article which is not available or so on, I simply write on my Facebook account, or maybe I approach any student abroad who is doing LLM or so on. So I get the article. So I have my sports mate who is in charge of you can say California University IT department. So whenever I need some particular article which is not accessible anywhere, I just write to him and I get, because in most of the USA university they have access to almost all resources of the world.
So I guess all the participants now know कि किसके दरवाजे पे खटखटाना है. They are stuck with any article which they are not able to download.
Sir, what I feel is now you see this FTP has you told me that you have 40 participants and another 10 source person and another 15 faculty of National University Shimla. I think we have 75 brains with us. Okay, and if we network and if we get to know each and everyone, there is no problem of getting any article in demand. I feel so. If you approach rightly, I think you will not fail to get any article.
Yes,
But
sir,
this
yes.
is my experience.
Okay. Are there any questions? Any more questions from the participants?
So one more thing is what I wanted to say. If you are having any profile on social media, try to make a academic profile on social media also. If you are you have published your paper, or if you have still working on certain topic or something, you publish that on your social media. Maybe you create another account, parallel account for your academic purpose only. This will give you more visibility. Your paper will be discovered more, because most of the search engine nowadays doing lot of crawling in the social media. Okay, so if you are academically active or you have written something, you get more citation, you get more your work more notice. What I feel is when in 2008 when I joined, I searched Web of Science, I searched Scopus, or I searched 2-3 more databases. When I found I gave any article title or a research topic, I found hardly any Indian writer. I found hardly any Indian. If there are 100 papers, there is no paper from India. Why? Because we were publishing in a research journals which are not being, you can say, taken up by the databases and so on. So why now the UGC has now made mandatory that we need to publish in a web of science classified journal and so on. So these things have now coming and new things are required, which are making the scholars life little bit difficult, but I feel this helps a lot in their future, because if you are publishing with a little more hard work in a good journal, you get notice, you get citation, you get a standing in your peer.
So I think Sir has also pointed a very important point here, that we can use social media for constructive academic discussions instead of spreading, fake news and such items, such stuff. So I think that's also a hidden message there. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much once again. for sharing your thoughts and also letting us know as to how we can better academically improvise on our profiles and work towards, you know, um, comprehensive development of everyone. Sabka saath, sabka vikas. I think that's one of the most common statements these days. So there is another question. Uh, so the question is related. अभी आपने कहा कि आप सोशल मीडिया में अपना एकेडमिक प्रोफाइल बना के चीजों को शेयर कर सकते हैं. तो एक क्वेश्चन ये पूछा जा रहा है कि if there is a material which has not been published yet, and if I'm sharing information related to such materials over social media through my profile, wouldn't that become part of plagiarism software? और बाद में कहीं कुछ issue तो नहीं आएगा इसकी वजह से?
Yes,
ये question.
there will be definitely a issue. Whenever you are sharing any information which or such writing in preparation, you have to make sure to whom you are sharing. It is not like you just share, because when you are interacting, when like I'm giving you an example of a research gate. I have many friends who are working on a service quality. Service quality is nowadays a very major topic in any business organization, because to have more profits, they try to raise the service quality so that they can have more clients and so on, and they can satisfy their existing customers. So I have, I think more than 20 experts in my contacts, and I know I am following them. I am continuously following their research articles and so on. With time, I have now 2, 3 experts, 2, 3 teachers who are very active in the field, and now sometimes they have asked me certain information and I have shared. Sometimes I have processed their data for data analysis and so on. Now we have trust with each other. So now we are, I can share that information. I can share my paper in writing to them. It is like sharing your information to a research guide. So you have to make sure that that a person is real with whom you are interacting. You have some time which you have interacted together, and you have credential that that person is working as a professor in so and so university. You have checked their credential on the website, and so like if you are sending me some information or your data, like most of the research scholars in different large universities do. Okay, they send me data, but when they get the reference of mine, they just see whether Rakesh Mohindra is there. Okay, when they type anything on the Google, they find my details, what I am doing, what is my interest, and so on. So then when they sure about that, I am they sometimes also ask for surety that I will not leak them. In that case, I sometimes because sometimes for data analysis I charge. Okay, to start that work, whatever it thing is, it is very important. We have a understanding that we maintain privacy from my side also and from other side. Like it is not from one side. If you are sharing your research writing to a person, he has given you certain suggestion, and you make now public that so and so has given me so much suggestion. It is very so to maintain privacy or to have a confidential in each other is very important. It is not a one side.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much for all the information. अगर किसी का कोई सवाल है और तो सर हमारे साथ कल भी होंगे, तो कुछ सवाल हम लोग कल भी ले सकते हैं सर. So we
Sure,
look
sir,
forward to the next. We look forward to the next session, sir. है ना?
sure. So
Thank you so much, sir.
just 1 minute. I have just gone through the some queries like difference between e-learning and virtual learning. As I told you, I have shown you the terms in a circle. Okay, they are being. I told you they are being used interchangeably. Sometimes we say virtual learning, sometimes we say e-learning, and so on. Okay, on many points they are same, but they have one or two features which are different. Okay, then there is a kindly share with us the comparative law websites and slides that I have shared. Very rest is fine, I think. How can you get article
Yeah.
published in international journal? Perfect. Yeah, most of the international journals article are if it's a propriety, you have to pay for that. But most of the time now, many institutions has their institutional repositories. Like Delhi University, they have an institutional repository. Whatever their teachers or faculty is writing, or anyone who is writing on a public funding, now public funding has make sure that whatever academic output is there, it is to be published and it is to be available in a public domain thing. Even international publisher also has a, because they want more attention, they want more customer, they have now started sharing some part of article in a open access mode. Sometimes you may not get the full article, but you can get 2-3 pages or so on. And lately you can simply write an email or contact the people in your network, you can get the access. It may take time, but I think it is not impossible to get that.
ठीक है सर, फिर मिलते हैं कल आपसे सर,
ठीक है सर,
है ना? थैंक यू सो मच सर,
thank
थैंक
you
यू
for
सो
time, sir. Thank you, sir. Okay.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.